Hi everyone, it's Tawney. In today's video we are going to be ranking my blushes. I'm sure you can tell based on the angle that that's what we're doing today. I apologize if there's so much noise. There's a train that just went by. This is my third time trying to film this little bit of an intro. So yeah, I gathered up all my blushes and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be rough. Now these are all just powder blushes. None of these are cream blushes, although I do have a ColourPop blush, but I would consider that more of like a powder blush. So we're gonna see how this works. I have multiple shades, so I'm going to go by shades, not by formula, even though formula might change how I feel about the blush at the end, but we'll go from there. I do have one or two blush toppers, but I'm going to include them because they're considered blushes, so that's why. And for somebody, they could be a blush, but I use them as blush toppers, but whatever. We're going to do that. To start out with, I have to move everything to figure out where I'm going to put my first ones. The first one I'm going to rank is actually going to be the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. I guess it's a blush in No Vacancy. And it looks like this. Hi, there's me. It looks like this. I'm not a big fan of the formula of these types of blushes and the highlighters in these types of pans. I just feel like they're kind of hard for me to use. Like, I don't know. And maybe it's just like because the highlighters are hard for me to use, I just don't like to use the blushes. I'm not sure, but I'm going to rank that pretty low because I just don't really care for it. Another one I'm going to rank low, let's see. I think I'm going to put the NYX High Definition Blush in Hamptons as the second lowest because I do like it, but I don't ever reach for it. It's a really pretty shade, but I just think I have better blushes, so I'm going to rank that low. And the next one is going to be the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Blazin' Berry, and it looks like this. It looks like it has shimmer to it, but I don't really notice if it does or not. But it's this really pretty, like, brick color. Yeah, whenever I blend it in, you can kind of see some shimmer. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. I do like this, but it's just not one I ever reach for, so it's going to go as number 3. Let's see. I think I'm going to put... I'm going to put the Balm In-Stain blush. It's in Spring Argyle. It says spring for this blush, but it's Argyle. And it's this shade, the real pinky. I'm not quite sure why I bought this because why would I use a shade this pink? But there are some times I do reach for it. But just because I don't really care for the shade and everything, I'm just going to rank it lower. The next one... I think I'm going to put Down Boy from the Balm as well. It is more of this like mauve-y, a little bit deeper type shade. It's just not one I reach for. I do like the formula of these blushes though, but that shade in particular I'm just going to rank lower. The next one I'm going to rank is probably going to be the Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pop in Melon Pop, mainly because I haven't used it very much, and like I bought this shade and it's the second lightest shade they had. And it's supposed to come off a little bit orangey pink, and that's what I wanted. But I just feel like it's hard, like I have to build it up a lot, and for $25, I shouldn't really, like, it should show up better if that makes sense. So I'm just going to rank that as number 6. Number 7, I'm going to rank the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade Satin Coral. I really do like this, and for being like $2 or $3, it's a great deal. Like, I'm not saying that it's a terrible product by any means. It's just not one I really reach for, and I wish it was bigger because this is really small compared to other ones I have. And I have one that's twice the size, and you only pay like $1 more. So that's the reason I'm going to rank that lower. The next one I'm going to do is the Hard Candy Just Glow Silk Blush with Mango Butter in the shade Gush Blush. I really do like this shade. It kind of has that same look to the Wet n Wild one where it looks like it has shimmer, but I don't really think it does. I think it's just more of a shade that like is a little bit more glowy to the face. You don't really see the sparkle or glitter in it, but I'm going to rank it lower just because it's not one I really like gravitate toward. The next one I'm going to put is the Rimmel Maxi Blush in the shade Rendezvous, and it's this very deep purplish brown. I really do like this one, and it's the deepest blush I have. This one and the Wet n Wild one are the only two that I have that are really deep, but this was like $4 at Walmart, and I was like, I like the formula, so I'll buy it, and I'm going to put that as number 9. Number 10, I think I'm going to do the In-Stain blush from the Balm in Swiss Dot, and it's in this shade. I really do like the formula and the quality of this one, but I feel like if I had bought a peach-toned one, I'd like this a lot better. It's just that shade's not really something I'm, like, wowed by. The next one I'm going to go with is going to be the Butter Blush in Vintage Rouge. Now, whenever I saw this for the first time, it was on Pinterest, and the shade looked a lot more orangish and like peachy toned. This almost looks like a light bronzer, and it does show up nice on the face, but it just doesn't show up like I wanted it to, and maybe I'm just disappointed by it. I'm not quite sure, but I'm just like, it's good, but it's not that good, so I'm going to rank it lower. Next is going to be the ColourPop Pressed Powder Cheek in Fresh and Peachy, and it is this shade, and I'll tell you, I've dropped this and it didn't break, so that's kind of a plus there. If you drop products a lot, this would be one to get. Like, not saying it won't happen to you, but it didn't happen to me. I really do like the formula and the shade of this. It's just not one that I really ever reach for, because I'm just not a big fan of like ColourPop's face products, and I don't know why, because it's not like they're that bad. It's just not something I ever really reach for. Next, I think I'm going to put the Milani Baked Powder Blush in Luminoso. I just recently bought the other shade that's really popular. I think it's like Belle something or something like that. So I'm really excited to try that. But I think I'm going to put Luminoso a little bit lower in my top. It'll be in my top 4. But I just don't really reach for it a whole lot, but I do like it. And this is the old formula. I don't know if I had an old formula, then I bought a new formula, and I'm not sure if I kept the old formula, but then I bought a newer one that was back to the original formula. So I know I at least have the original formula to some extent, but I'm not sure if it's the new or the older original, like if that makes any sense. My next one, I'm going to put the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Saucy Mauve. I just lost the brush to it, but I don't use it, so it's fine. It's in this kind of a shade. It's like a mauvey purple, not quite as dark as the one from Wet n Wild or the Maxi Blush from Rimmel. I really do like this, and it comes off so pretty. It looks like it has a bit of shimmer glitter to it, but you don't see that on the face at all. Like, it adds a healthy glow, but not being too dewy or glowy on your cheeks, because I know sometimes people want like more of a matte blush, so that's not really one you have to worry about, but it is good for like fresh face days. I think for my number 2, this pains me to say it, but I'm going to put the Wet n Wild Baked Blush in Hummingbird Hype. This is the blush topper, bronze topper I was talking about. I like using this as a bronze topper because it just doesn't really show up much as a blush, but it adds such a nice sheen and like a glow to my face, and it adds a little bit of peachiness, but not enough as a blush, like I said. But I think this is so nice. I bought 2 backups because I was so excited that like it worked so well and I liked it, and I was afraid that with it being a limited edition product and like a collection that they were gonna not sell it again. So I went on Amazon and bought 2, and I'm hoping they don't go bad by the time I need to use them. But I haven't even come close to hitting pan, but I'm just a little afraid that like the product is gonna start to look funky, so that's something to keep in mind. I do think it's really nice. If you can find it, grab it. And then my top pick is the Rimmel Maxi Blush in Sweet Cheeks. Now this is $4 something at Walmart, so you're not breaking your bank, and it's this really nice peachy pink, has a little bit of a gold shift to it. I think it's so pretty. It's a matte blush, so you don't have to worry about that glow or the shimmer or anything like affecting the way it looks. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want more of a glow thing, this wouldn't be the type of product to get. But I do think this is one that you should pick up because it's only $4. But I use this all the time, and it looks so nice with every look I do. Like, if I'm going for a monochromatic look that I want everything to be peachy or orange toned or, you know, something like this, it works. If I want to do like a natural look, it works. If I want to do something a little bit more fancy, this works too. I just think this is such a nice overall like product and blush, and I would definitely recommend it to everyone. And now I'm going to show you them in order. That's me. Hi guys. Okay, so we have first going down to 5, and then we have 6 through 10, and then we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I feel like I have a lot more blushes than most people do, but maybe it's because I have a hard time decluttering them. But right now I can see there's a couple that I would declutter. I just don't want to, so yeah. Check out my bronzer video. I'll put that up in the cards so you can check that out. That's what kind of started this whole thing. I think I might do highlighters or powders next, but we'll see because I'm not totally sure. I don't like ranking products because I find that like I like products so much, and my like love for them just overtakes my vote and stuff. And like, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be because it's all opinionated and like what I want and stuff. But sorry about that, trying to figure out things with my phone. Definitely like, share, and subscribe to the video if you like this. Comment down below if there's any suggestions or anything you would change of my list, or if you like what your list is, because I'd love to know what your guys' products are that you use all the time and in the order you like of you liking them. Don't forget to check out my other videos. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for watching and have a good evening. Bye, guys.